Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're unpacking a term you've probably heard of, but its sheer economic scale, that's probably going to surprise you. Okay, let's just dive right in.
Let's start with a number that'll probably make your jaw drop. $8.02 trillion. That's the projected value of the global halal food market by 2033. And to put that into perspective, that's way more than twice Germany's entire GDP. So yeah, this isn't some niche market. We're talking about a massive global economic force.
And what's really wild isn't just how big this market is, it's the trajectory. I mean, look at this. We're not talking about slow and steady growth. We're talking about an explosion. It's on track to nearly quadruple in less than a decade, growing at over 12% a year. That kind of growth signals a huge, sustained shift in what consumers around the world are demanding. So what's really driving this multi-trillion-dollar engine? Well, it all starts with understanding what the word halal actually means, because it's about so much more than what's on your plate. Okay, so at its core, halal is an Arabic word that means permissible. Simple enough, right? But in practice, it's way more than that. Think of it as a really rigorous quality standard. It's this whole concept that covers everything from how an animal is treated during its life, all the way to the super precise methods used to make sure there's zero cross-contamination in a factory or a kitchen. This image really gives you a sense of the deep cultural roots of halal, right? It's a tradition that's part of daily life for almost 2 billion people across the globe. But here's the key thing to get. Behind all that tradition is a super structured, totally modern system of verification. It's all designed to make sure those principles are met every single time. So this whole framework is built on a really detailed set of rules. It's not just about, which foods are allowed by nature. It's also about how that food is handled. We're talking about things like the humane treatment of animals. That's a huge one. Super strict measures to prevent any kind of cross-contamination, and complete traceability for every single ingredient. It's pretty comprehensive. So how does this all get enforced in the real world? Well, that's where certification comes in. All right, so how does a huge global business navigate all these detailed rules to get that official halal stamp of approval? Let's take a look at a really complex real-world example: airline food. I mean, think about it. They have to serve a super diverse group of people 30,000 feet up in the air. Organizations like the American Halal Foundation have actually gotten this down to a science. They've streamlined the whole thing into a pretty efficient 3-step process. First, you apply, and they figure out the status of your facility. Then comes the audit, a single day, on-site, and it even includes training for the staff. And boom, if everything checks out, you're certified within 48 hours. Pretty quick, right? And this is the crucial takeaway right here. This process isn't about adding a bunch of red tape. For businesses, a well-designed halal program actually fits right into their existing quality systems. Just listen to this executive. He's talking about how it saved them time and money. It's about finding smart solutions that just make sense. And that efficiency, that's what's allowing the whole idea of halal to expand way beyond just the kitchen. Yeah, this whole rigorous certification thing, it's not just for food anymore. Those core principles of halal, we're talking purity, safety, and ethical production, they're fueling this massive global demand for complete halal lifestyle. Now, meat and poultry, that's still the biggest piece of the pie, for sure. But look at this. The demand for halal-certified stuff is just exploding into all these new and, frankly, surprising areas. We're seeing everything from halal-certified cosmetics all the way to Sharia-compliant investment funds that steer clear of industries like alcohol or gambling. It really shows this growing hunger for products that are ethical and transparent, no matter what they are. And the travel industry is the perfect example of this global shift. Okay, so obviously Muslim-majority countries are top destinations. But check out that column on the right. You've got countries like Singapore and Taiwan, non-Muslim-majority countries that are actively investing in halal-friendly infrastructure to attract some of the 176 million Muslim travelers out there. This isn't just about a vacation. This is a sign of a real global economic competition for a huge and growing group of consumers. So as this huge market keeps up its incredible growth, it's hitting some bumps in the road, but also some really game-changing opportunities. So the biggest hurdle right now? There's no single unified global halal standard. You've got over 50 different certification bodies, all doing their own thing around the world. And that fragmentation, well, it can create confusion and, honestly, a risk of fraud. But this is also where technology is stepping in with a huge opportunity. Things like blockchain are popping up as these really powerful tools to build trust and create a totally transparent supply chain you can trace from the farm all the way to your fork.
And all of this leaves us with a final big question. With its built-in focus on humane treatment, on purity, safety, and traceability, the halal economy is clearly reaching way beyond its traditional consumer base. So the real question is, could these principles, verified and transparent, actually start to influence what all of us think it means to be an ethical consumer in any market?